Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Reesner.
Happy belated Easter, everybody. Let's do the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I will ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Reesner.
Here.
Councilmember Snee.
Here.
Councilmember Doherty.
Here.
Councilmember Decker.
Here.
Councilmember Hayes.
Here.
Councilmember Horniman.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Let the record show all 7 members of council are present this evening. Minutes from March 16th, regular and committee of the whole were distributed. Are there any questions, deletions, corrections on those? All right, those will stand approved as presented. We are under committee reports, Finance Committee, Councilmember Reesner.
No report, Madam President.
Law and Community Planning, Councilmember Doherty.
No report, Madam President.
Materials and Equipment, Councilmember Jones.
No report, Madam President.
Personnel and Labor Relations,
No report, Madam President.
right? Recreation and Public Property, Councilmember Snee.
Yes, I have a report, Madam President. Okay. The Recreation and Public Property Committee met on March 23rd, 2026 in council chambers at 5:15 to consider proposed legislation 2619, authorizing the sale of approximately 7 acres of city-owned land located in the Eagle Rock Industrial Park. The property is situated at the intersection of Tiber Road, Township 118, and Shawhan Avenue is proposed to be sold to Bonix Incorporated at a negotiated price of $20,000 per acre. City Administrator Dutro provided background on the site, including its industrial history, and explained that the city will complete a resurvey of the parcel prior to the sale. The committee also discussed and recently agreed upon agricultural lease, which will now not include this land since it is being sold. After a discussion and confirmation that the buyer understands the required legislative timeline, the committee voted unanimously to request the law director draft the legislation without an emergency designation, acknowledging that the sale will proceed through the standard 3-reading council process. Councilmember Horniman made a motion for the law director to draft legislation without emergency because this involves the sale of the property. Councilmember Jones seconded the motion. Motion carried 3-0 with no further business. The meeting concluded at 5:24 p.m. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions on that committee report? All right, Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers, Councilmember Hayes.
No report, Madam President.
Economic Development and Downtown Planning, Councilmember Horniman.
No report, Madam President.
Right, does anyone see the need to schedule a committee of the whole meeting? All right, we are under reports of the officers. His Honor, Mayor Lee Wilkinson.
Thank you, Madam President. I have a few things for your future Arbor Day planning for later on this April. We have 2 events going on. One, April 23rd. The community is invited to a program presented by the Seneca County Museum on Frost Parkway at the gazebo at 5:30. We're celebrating the America 250 and the 100-year anniversary of the Indian Maiden statue, which was unveiled in 1926. And the following day, on April 24th, at 11 a.m., we have an Arbor Day celebration at the former Applejack Park with trees being planted with the assistance of the 5th graders from Noble Elementary. And this will be combined with the dedication of Louisa K. Fast Park. Also upcoming in the next couple of weeks and months ahead, we have the street paving. That's going to get underway soon, starting with sections of Miami Street And this week, the drive approaches and sidewalk from Market Street to City Lot 4, right here behind us, behind Old Fort Bank, are going to be worked on. So there won't be any access to City Lot 4 from Market Street when that starts. You'll have to go around the block and access City Lot 4 from the alley off of Monroe Street. Also, coming to your email or mailbox real soon is the NOPEC enrollment letters for this year. NOPEC is an energy aggregation program purchasing electricity to help with price stability and provide us competitive rates. Residents will automatically be enrolled unless you opt out. It is completely voluntary, so review all the information and make your best decision. And also, I have a little correspondence here that I got from a concerned citizen, and that's the way he signed it, just a concerned citizen. He writes, "Feral cats, they are certainly a nuisance here in our town, and I have neighbors feeding them, and they have ruined some of our outdoor furniture, and quite frankly, they urinate all over and it stinks." He is recommending that people stop feeding the feral cats. If the cat's not your cat, then don't feed it. Anyway, just a concerned citizen who wanted to get that message out there. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Clerk of Council Ann Forrest,
No report, Madam President.
Director of Finance Jill Lindhorst.
Thank you, Madam President. I do have a request for legislation. It is F26-08 to amend the 2026 budget ordinance, 25-98. This request is to appropriate $2,000 to the police department for a donation received from Lori Sharp Garza for 2 flags that will be installed at the entrance of the police department. Along with that, $1,681.12 to the fire department for grant funds received from the Tiffin Community Foundation. These funds will be used to purchase LifeVac anti-choking devices, which will be placed in the fire department's vehicles, police cruisers, and in the park areas. And then I'm also requesting that the council amend the budget to appropriate a total of $5,928.57 to the fire department. These funds will be utilized for self-contained breathing apparatuses. Once the equipment is purchased, FEMA will reimburse us $4,428, excuse me, and 57 cents. And I believe that is all I have. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on that? Director Blau.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. Do have a few things for you. Just wanted to note on ordinance 2618, that's up for its 3rd reading. The clerk has published that notice that was required, so that is ready for your vote. And then also a reminder, your financial disclosures at the Ohio Ethics Commission is due May 15th, so don't forget that if you haven't turned that in yet. And then last week I did attend virtually the presentation at Bowling Green State University on data centers. If anybody wants the link to that presentation, I'm happy to pass that along. But there's kind of 2 parts of that presentation. This might be worth your time. One was the keynote address, and then there was the talk afterwards with a couple of different people, just discussion over data centers in general. It was more a holistic view, just what about data centers is for the public good. So it's not just the public health concerns, but also the potential public benefits, just to have a kind of a complete look at the pros and cons of data centers. Also, I can share too, if you'd like, there's just a map, really easy to get to. I think it's just datacentermap.com. But it'll show you data centers, not just across Ohio, but it's the US, it's actually across the globe, so you can see where they are. So just food for thought. I know I'm tucking that away as we get into further on of if we're going to do any regulation, zoning changes, whatever. I know so at least some places where they are, so there's more than likely some kind of regulation in that city or area that those are. So just those things, but if you want that presentation, just shoot me an email and I'll reply back. That concludes my report.
Thank you. All right, we are now under written communications.
First, we have Mayor's request for legislation number 26-20, appointments to Fair Housing Board.
Mayor's request for legislation number 26-20 is assigned to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 26-21 to adopt the most current version of the Ohio Fire Code.
Mayor's request for legislation number 26-21 is assigned to the Law and Community Planning Committee.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F26-08 to amend the 2026 Budget Ordinance 2025-98 to appropriate funds in the general fund, capital improvements, and FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant Fund.
Finance Director's request for legislation number F26-08 is prepared this evening as ordinance 26-28.
And that concludes the written communications, Madam President.
Thank you. We're now under oral communications. Anyone wishing to address council may step to the podium, sign in, and direct their questions to myself.
George, did you have something that you wanted to say today?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It was difficult for me to hear.
Oh, apologies.
People, including you, people were speaking so quickly and softly as if they were right next to each other, which you are. The mics didn't pick you up very well, so it was hard for me to hear what you were saying. A man in the green tie, I can't read your sign. It's Mr.
Councilmember, or Law Director Fowler, excuse me. Yes.
Mr. Fowler, it's hard for me to hear what you were saying. Were you referring to the data centers?
Yes, sir.
And were you saying that there's going to be a public presentation, or you can provide a public
I attended one. It was put on at Bowling Green State University last week. But there's the video for that presentation that I was offering to the council members that I can share with them.
I see. I understand, according to the agenda, that resolution 2026-42 will be read for the second time. Is that something that we're going to spend more than a few seconds on?
That will be read for the second time this evening. Obviously, the council has the opportunity after it's read to have any discussion on that specific ordinance at that time. And then when it's read for the third time at the next meeting is when discussion and a vote can take place at that time.
So the public can't discuss this here until next time, which will be 2 weeks from.
You can discuss it right now if you wish.
I don't want to break up the order of.
No, that's okay. This is the perfect time. This is oral communication, so this is the opportunity for the public to address council.
Okay. Well, I suppose everybody knows that there's some controversy about data centers in general, and then, of course, in particular about the one that's planned for here in Tiffin. Do you also know that there are some 200 data centers already established in this state? With this in mind, I can't help wondering what is the desirable quality or what is the potential value of having another one in Tiffin?
So the resolution, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mayor.
Sorry. Could I just answer like one of your questions? I think you said something about a data center that was proposed in Tiffin. At this point in time, there have been no proposals for data centers to be erected in Tiffin.
I understood it was approved. But although it was approved, there was a hold on it for study.
No, Mr.
Sorry, City
You want to
Administrator.
address that?
Yeah, yes. So you understand, at this time, there have been no data centers that are planned in Tiffin or Seneca County. None were approved by council. They haven't gone through any process. We don't know of any companies that are specifically interested in a data center in Tiffin or Seneca County. What is being considered by council right now is a moratorium. So that would be a hold for a year's period of time on any development of a data center. That if there was one, we would hold off on allowing that per council's ordinance. Now, that could be amended or changed as council allows, but the city will take that time period that the moratorium is in place to either continue to review data centers as a concept, if that's something that we desire in the community, or if that's something that potentially we put in laws that one could not be established in our community. But at this time, there are no data center projects that are coming to the community. There are none that have been approved. We are not aware of any companies that are actively marketing the city of Tiffin for a data center.
I see. It was my understanding from what I read in the Tiffin Advertiser that the moratorium would apply only so long as there was a lack of decision made about the data center, which evidently can have already begun. And there would be a time from the beginning of discussion until the decision is made, which can be before the one-year term of the moratorium. Is that right?
Sorry, I don't think I'm following there, but again, we don't have any projects that are occurring at this time. Now, what we intend to do, what city administration intends to do, is during this moratorium period, we would continue to look at other communities, look at other data centers, and decide whether or not we needed to put in potentially zoning laws or other laws that would regulate how a data center would come if one did. Or we could, again, depending on what council decides here, we could just decide that we are not interested in having any allowed in the city of Tiffin. So at this point, that's what council's moratorium is to not allow one to be established, at least for the time period of 1 year.
At least for 1 year. I thought that the 1 year was a maximum.
No, it would be the maximum for what this current moratorium is, but we could extend that past that point. Or again, we could put in zoning laws or laws to keep one from occurring at all.
I see. Well, you and I spoke by phone just last week, and I'd just like to ask you and anybody else here if there will be either a request from the city council or a person for a layperson, a citizen, to address any concerns. If I have concerns, should I address them to you in person or just to the city council in general?
Specifically on the data centers,
Yes.
I mean, if one was being considered or proposed, yes, that would be appropriate, but what's being discussed right now is just the moratorium.
But evidently, until one is proposed, it would be pointless to offer ideas or suggestions.
I think we would all certainly welcome any feedback from you or suggestions or anything like that, or definitely would love to hear your concerns.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes.
All I have.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to address council this evening? Yes, City Administrator.
Yes, thank you, Council President. Mr. Marsh, just for your edification or just for your information, again, if you are ever interested in speaking to council and giving your opinion on those, you're more than welcome to, again, during this type of period. You are also welcome at any time to either bring those concerns to myself or the mayor or set up a meeting with us. One way or other, we're happy to take your concerns. If those are things you'd like us to pass on to council, we certainly can. If you'd like to either address it again at a future council meeting during the oral discussion like now, or in writing, we encourage you to do so. So there's a couple of options for you or any other citizen if they have comments on this or any other topic, either administration or during a council meeting like this is the appropriate time. So we're happy to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are now under motions. Are there any motions this evening? That takes us to resolutions and ordinances.
Resolution number 2026-42, introduced by Kyle Dougherty. A resolution imposing a temporary moratorium on the establishment, conversion of other structures or buildings into a data center, including the development and construction of any building, structure, use, or change of use that would allow data centers for a period of 12 months within the city of Tiffin and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the second reading of Resolution 26-42. Yes, Mayor.
If I could take this opportunity just to ask the law director about Section 2 in the written resolution that you have. It says, shall be in effect for 12 months following the date upon which it became effective unless extended by a majority vote of council. Is there also something that we should write in there if council decides not to extend it, but to allow a data center that meets certain requirements? Could it be shortened rather than extended? And should that be written in?
Yeah, so to answer your question, Mr. Mayor, the last sentence says of Section 2, City Council may also lift the moratorium prior to its expiration.
Are you still in Section 2?
Yes, sir. Last sentence of that section.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Reesner.
Thank you, Madam President. I guess for your benefit, sir, I'll bring forth my comments here a week session early. We were going to vote 2 weeks from now, but so Seneca County has about 23,000 households, and of those 23,000 households, about 7,500 of them are in Tiffin, about 2.1 people per household. Generally, a factory uses the electric consumption equivalent to around 500 households. A data center of equal or similar size uses about 4 times that much. So this infrastructure assessment, and we're studying this infrastructure assessment would study the utilities, the electric, like I just said, the cooling, the broadband. It'd study environmental concerns, water, the economic balance, and employment opportunities, community impact. And it's not an outright rejection. It's strategic to make sure that a sustainable decision is made for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on Resolution 26-42? Thank you.
Ordinance number 2026-18, introduced by Kevin Reesner, an ordinance to revise the codified ordinances by adopting replacement pages thereto and declaring an emergency.
This is the third reading of Ordinance 26-18. Councilmember Reesner.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to pass Ordinance 2026-18.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of Ordinance 26-18. Is there a second? Councilmember Jones.
I will second that motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Reesner.
And this is just to revise the pages as noted by the law director in a prior meeting.
Thank you. All right, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Reesner.
Yes.
Snee.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Decker.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 7-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Reesner.
Yes.
Snee.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Decker.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 26-18 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 2026-21, introduced by Ashley Decker, an ordinance amending Section 165.02A and C and enacting Section 165.02G of the codified ordinances to provide a separate vacation schedule for the chief of police.
This is the second reading of ordinance 26-21.
Ordinance number 2026-22, introduced by Ashley Decker, an ordinance amending Section 165.03 of the codified ordinances to create a separate longevity pay schedule for the police chief, fire chief, and deputy fire chief.
This is the second reading of ordinance 26-22.
Ordinance number 2026-23, introduced by Ashley Decker, an ordinance amending Section 165.02A and B, Section 165.05B, and 165.06A, and 165.08A of the codified ordinances to amend the definition of a full-time employee of the city of Tiffin.
This is the second reading of ordinance 26-23.
Ordinance number 2026-25, introduced by Dennis Snee, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of real property located at 12 North Washington Street in the city of Tiffin, Ohio.
This is the second reading of ordinance 26-25.
Ordinance number 2026-27, introduced by Dennis Snee, an ordinance authorizing the sale and conveyance of municipal real property consisting of approximately 7 acres of land from an 11.971 acre parcel located in Eagle Rock Industrial Park to Botics Incorporated.
This is the first reading of ordinance 26-27.
Ordinance number 2026-28, introduced by Kevin Reesner, an ordinance amending the 2026 budget ordinance 2025-98 to appropriate funds into the General Fund, Capital Improvements Fund, and FEMA Grant Fund.
This is the first reading of ordinance 26-28. Councilmember Reesner.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for passage of ordinance 2026-28, suspending City Council's reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's 3 reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 26-28. Is there a second? Councilmember Decker.
Second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Reesner.
Thank you, Madam President. This is for the fund allotments that the Finance Director mentioned prior. Special thank you to Lori Garza for the flags and the Tiffin Community Foundation for their donations.
Yeah, agree. Thank you. Okay, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Reesner.
Yes.
Snee.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Decker.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Reesner.
Yes.
Snee.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Decker.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 26-28 passes with a vote of 7-0.
And that concludes the legislation.
We are now under other business. Councilmember Decker.
Yes, I would like to announce a personnel and labor relations meeting to discuss mayor's request for legislation 26-20, appointment to Fair Housing Board, next Monday, the 13th at 5:15 PM, and any other business that comes before us at that time.
Thank you. Councilmember Dougherty.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to also announce a Law and Community Planning Committee meeting on April 13th, 2026, immediately following the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee meeting at City Council chambers to discuss mayor's request for legislation number 26-21 and any other business that may come before us.
Thank you. Any other business to come before council this evening? Seeing none, we can adjourn. Thank you all.
Mr. Fowler, I have another question. So if, in cases like the updating the our code to the most recent Ohio Fire Code,
thanks. I think everyone.
does that have to go to committee, or if the council is confident that that is